In this video here, you're going to learn how the web works when you access a site of e-commerce and everything else. You learn a little bit more about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but there are further things that you need to understand: how the computers communicate, what is a server, how a server works, how the server communicates, how you send and receive files. There's a lot of different things that is a part of your job, some protocols and some things that happen behind the scenes inside of the web, right? So let's get it started. The first thing that you need to do is that the web works through web servers. And what is web servers? How you can imagine that, right? The first thing that you need to understand that they are like web servers are not normal computers, but they are very similar to normal computers because they have the same structure. Probably just they are just bigger and stronger than normal computers. So web server is a computer system that stores websites and displays their content to the users. So when a user enters a URL into a browser, the browser sends a request to the web server for the requested page, and the web server then processes the request and sends the page back to the browser. So normally it works like this. Web server is a computer that stores websites and displays their content to the user. Web server is a normal computer. So as you can see here, it's a computer system that stores websites. The web server should be a better computer because it needs to be available 24/7. Let's say that you want to access Google like at 3 a.m. It needs to be available to you. Let's say that you want to do a payment at 3 a.m. It needs to be available to you to access this URL or to make a request to this web server. So we need a computer. It cannot be a weak computer because this needs to be available like all the time. And sometimes this website has a lot of access, like 100 access per hour, or 1,000, or 20,000, or 11,000, or 100,000 access per hour. This web server needs to be off to have so many access at the same time, right? And the other thing that is very important when it comes to the browser, to the web, is the internet protocol. Internet protocol, or IP, I don't know if you ever heard of that. It's a set of rules that govern how data is sent and received on the internet. IP addresses are unique identifiers that allow devices to communicate with each other. So let's say that you want to access Google, right? You want to access google.com. When you access this URL is inside of a IP address. Of course, this is called google.com, right? But behind google.com, you have an IP address. The google.com is just what we call the domain. It's a way for the web to disguise the IP address. Probably the IP address of Google will be something like, I don't know if it is this one, like 145.100.05.34.71. You would not remember this set of data, this set of numbers, right? They created a domain just to make it easier for you to access and to like overwrite this IP address. So this is used to communicate between machines. Every computer have their own IP address depending on the internet that you are using. Okay, if you are using an internet here and in another room you are using another internet, your internet protocol, your IP probably will change your IP address. Also, we have the HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol means hypertext transfer protocol. It's a set of rules that govern how information is sent between a client and a web server, right? Let's say that you want to send a file or access a website or send a request to an API or something like that. It is the HTTP protocol that takes care of all of these communications through the website. It's a primary way to transmit data over the internet and is the foundation of the World Wide Web, right? HTTP, also known as www or World Wide Web, is one of the main things inside of internet right now. We have the HTTP, we also have the HTTPS, and this guy is the most used way to transfer data, to transmit data to the web through the different methods that they have, right? Let me just give you an overview here. How does it work? A client, such as a web browser, makes a request to a server. Remember, a server is another computer, another place with a better structure. The server responds with the requested content and status information. The connection is closed after the server sends the response. Just it, right? You enter a browser, go to google.com. When you does that, your internet sends a request to the Google, and the Google returns with the HTML files, CSS, JavaScript, and everything else from Google. Answer this connection. After that, the connection is closing. Right? Just made a request, receive a response, and close the connection. This is how HTTP works. I hope you can understand that, and see you in the next video.